Have you ever heard of the break a leg saying? Well, come on down and break open a new side of yourself in Toil and Trouble Brews. Home to a cauldron for all your spellcasters' needs, an area to dance to some spooky tunes, and a place to play musical chairs. Be sure to put your acting to good use while I give you an untimely ending to your night. So yeah, I'm Laro, and welcome to a renovation of Elixirs and Brews in Glimmerbrook. Sometimes I just look at a build and I'm just like, that is the ugliest thing I have ever seen. And Elixirs and Brews gave that vibe to me. Like, I was just staring at it and I was like, ew. It's so dark and it's supposed to be so magical because you're in Glimmerbrook. You're in Magic Central for The Sims. Like, why is it not giving anything? It's just bland. But then I decided, you know what? I don't have to look at that thing. I can renovate it. And I did. And that's what you're looking at now. If you want to know the vibes I was thinking of, I was actually listening to Panic at the Disco and Poor Man's Poison while listening to this. And it kind of coalesced into me thinking of Twilight and like that kind of vibe, like old small town vibe, which I feel like is what Glimmerbrook is intentionally trying to give out. And I knew I wanted to keep the original build and just modify it just a little bit. So I did that and I decided, you know what's a good idea? A witch's tower. You know what's not in this build? A witch's tower. So I added one. It was a little bit finicky and I was trying to make it look good, and when you're staring at a build you always have to like back away and be like, is that good? Is that looking good? Is it okay? I don't know. And I ended up swapping the side for the tower and that made it look better, I think. And then I was trying to think of how to split the build, and so I split it where the bump outs are, and then I didn't like that further down and I got rid of a wall, so then it was one giant room. And then I was thinking, what do bars have? Like, I don't drink, so I don't go out to bars, so I had to ask someone else, and I was like, okay, what do bars have? And then I was thinking about my coworkers who talk about bars, and one of them does dart tournaments at like bars, and I was like, that is so genius. So I added the dart board that came from the Happy Holidays event, because especially since this is the only community lot kind of in Glimmerbrook, you need it to kind of be a lot of things at once. So I have a dart room, dance, a place to like mingle and dance to spooky tunes, and then you go upstairs into the first floor of the tower, and it's a sports watching area. I don't know. It makes no sense. But a sports watching area, I guess, where you have a TV and then like a lounge area and then books, of course, because spellcasters are going to spellcast and they need some sources. But then you go up a floor and you get the cauldron area where it's kind of like upper, so you don't hear as much noise, but you're also right above the sports thing. But maybe people can like host gatherings there, and it can be like a small witches coven area that just kind of comes and chills at the bar and brews potions while talking about sports. As you can see, I know nothing about this. I'm so confused. Is this making any sense? Maybe it is. I don't know. Whatever. But the next thing I was thinking of is, you know those like gimmick bars where they have like a specific gimmick that they have of collection of stuff? Maybe I just live in a rural area, but they have like gimmick bars. Like there's one bar that I know and it has a bowling alley and a diner in it. And then there's other ones that have like collections of things, like some have sports jerseys, some have famous people that have come through, and usually those are diners, but sometimes they're bars, or they have like collections of bottle caps, like bottle caps that are now like not in production. So then you just have a whole bunch of collection of stuff. So then I was thinking, and when I was building this, it kind of came to me as like this place has been modified several times. So there's different color bricks, different color roofs, and making it work was a little difficult. But I was thinking that the gimmick for this build is old paintings. So there's a lot of random paintings as decoration. Like there's Tudor style paintings, there's still lifes, and it's just a whole bunch of collection of random things that kind of have a theme, but also they're just cannon fodder, I guess. Like, Are they supposed to be there? Probably not. I guess, should they be in a museum? Are they? No. They're in a bar in Glimmerbrook, a random bar. That's just a collection of things thrown together. But when I got it to work, it came out pretty nice, I think. I don't know. I'm still torn on this build. It's not my favorite, especially the name. I was torn on the name for like a hot minute. Like, I was staring at it and I was like, what am I supposed to do? And I couldn't think of what to do. And I stared at it. And then I was thinking of witch puns because Elixirs and Brews and breweries. And my mom made a joke. And it was referencing the play that must not be named. And I was like, okay, that makes sense. So I referenced the opening line, or in the name, and then I made it a whole joke, and then the description came to me, and I was like, that is so funny. And I didn't even realize until later there's a little bit of double entendres in my description. I find it funny, but maybe my humor's a little broken. I think being Gen Z will do that to you, though. And then, to top it off, when I finish it and I go to upload it to my library, my game crashes. So what's actually uploaded is the second time I rebuilt it when I had to figure out what I'm doing and just copy what I had recorded, and I was doing that, and it took me another hour to rebuild it. But before that, I had to transfer families out of the save that I was doing because it was causing issues, and that's why it crashed. Because apparently the Sims 4 can't handle more than a couple freaking things and data, and it was I'm fine. I'm fine. Totally. This is stupid. This is... Whatever. I do love this game, but holy cow, dude. This should not be an issue. I mean, okay, it kind of makes sense. Like, generative stuff is, of course, going to cause issues, but I'm fine now. Totally. Just disappointed. I used just Realm of Magic, base game, and the event awards for this build. Actually, how do you guys feel about the events that have been happening? I kind of like them because it reminds me, oh yeah, I have that game. And I make new families for them each time with like a goal that I kind of shape around what we know of the pack. Like, if you go on my gallery, I have several of them uploaded where it's the final builds where I'm just like, okay, this is as far as it's gonna go. I have no ideas otherwise. And sometimes if I update a room, I'll upload the room too, but it kind of gets me out of my comfort zone because I normally don't play with like unhinged characters, but with events, they're temporary. So I don't have to commit to the bit. Like, I could just do like a one-off family. Like, for the Nature's Calling event right before I Enchanted by Nature, I stole a puppy from another Sims household because I saw that Blue from the Delgado household had puppies, and I was like, I want one of them because my Sim Carter needed another puppy and he wasn't romancing very well. So I was like, you know what'll work? A puppy. And then you can stay your reclusive self by yourself. I gave him the grouch trait. I don't think that was a good idea. I think he just brought down the mood everywhere. And he does not get along with anybody. Except for an old woman. Like, for some reason, the old woman liked him. And I was just like, why? What do you see in this deadbeat? I don't know. He got lucky, so... So clearly he was doing something right, I guess. The puppy princess is on my Blue Sky, by the way. She's very cute. Apparently her father is Captain Whitaker, the ghost dog. I forgot I made him, like, a regular dog in that save. Like, I completely forgot. Because this is when I was still trying to make the forever save work. With this build, it actually made me realize that it's not going to work. But something about memory usage and it overtaking my memory power. Whatever. Alright, we're getting up on the end. Adios. Like, comment, subscribe, whatever YouTube does.